can the Steelers win a playoff game if they make it? Because realistically, the Bengals are out. The Bengals are out.
You're thinking of the Bills.
Browns are probably out.
And also, the Bills are getting to sketchy territory.
But I was talking just AFC North. Like they don't have anyone else to compete with besides the Ravens, basically. But it's just like, with Kenny Pickett, the way they played post-Canada, is there a chance they win a playoff game?
I think this doesn't really change too much from what I said like 6 weeks ago. Like, the Steelers are the team. No matter how bad anyone's playing or how good anyone's playing, they can go in there, just kick you in the fucking mouth. And you're like, what the hell just happened? How do we just score 7 points? You know what I mean? Like, how do we just score 10 points? That's the Steelers. When their defense plays perfect, offense just doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, realistically, I think they could win a playoff game. Okay. But it comes down to, like, I think they could win 3 or 4 in a row?
No way. But I mean, it's like, I think it's a step in the right direction.
I think you compared to the Vikings last year, in the sense of, I know the record is going to be much different, but that was because the Vikings were a complete anomaly with the record. My point is, I could see them, you know what I mean, potentially. Well, actually, because the Vikings didn't. I meant to say the Giants. That's why I'm mixing them up. I like how the Giants were last year, where they go in there, they upset the Vikings, but it doesn't really mean that much, and then you know what happens in the next week. I think that'd be a very good comparison to the Steelers this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're like one of those teams that like no one wants to like actually admit are like. I hate to use the word good. They're good, but it's like they teeter that line of like being like a great team and just like a good team that can beat bad teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but they definitely have a lot more of an identity than the same teams that are like, whereas they definitely have more of an identity.
They know who they are.
Yeah, they definitely know who they are even when they're at their worst.
So Kenny Pickett basically had the best day of his career, or not career, but
I mean, I'll admit, I am impressed with how quickly that this happened. Because honestly, I expected an absolute stinker. The first game without your old OC and with the new one, no matter how good, much better the new one is, against the Bengals defense, felt like a recipe for a lot of turnovers and a lot of bad plays. Not at all. Definitely very surprised. Also, because I'm an honest man, but I'm going to admit, hey, Kenny Pickett shut me up. He showed me, hey, man, fuck back Canada. Give me a new guy. Maybe I'm going to be able to show out like that every week. But the thing is, I'm also not going to overreact to it. Like, I need to see this for a while.
Yeah.
I need to see this for like at least 3-4 more weeks in a row before I'm going to sit here and say that Kenny turned it around. But he certainly started to turn it around. And I can't take that away from him as long as he can keep this going.
421 yards of total offense for the Steelers. The first
immediately
game,
post the Canada era. Did they have one with him? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'm almost certain that they didn't.
Know.
Steelers fans, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you guys had one in like that 2 or 3 year span. So
and Najee.
This is the thing I really want to talk about. Is Najee unlocked in this new offense?
I hope not.
The run game is not literally the most bare bones joke in history.
Yeah.
Just maybe where there's actually motion in the offense now and it's not as easy to tell what's coming. Just maybe that
Almost
power run, Najee get going.
Pat Freiermuth as well. Like everybody on the Steelers just had
that was the funniest one. The funniest one is they literally doubled his yard total on the season in one game. That's just some actual shit you can't make up. That's the Canada effect in a nutshell.
He had 120 yards yesterday. He had 60 on the season.
You cannot make that up.
So before we move over to the Bengals, because this game, I don't know, it wasn't anything crazy. Are you putting all of this on, the Steelers defense being elite and then the offense moving on from their OC and then having a better OC call the game? Or do you think it's somewhere in the middle where it's like the Bengals kind of know their season's fucked and they probably are not all that motivated in terms of like, even if they get to the playoffs, they're not winning anything. And they've already been to a bowl, AFC championships. Like, they're probably like, what the fuck does this season even matter at this point?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. That's the thing. Like, on top of it, it definitely adds it and it plays a factor. There's not even a doubt about it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, their season's over.
It feels completely over. It's one of those things where you can't say it's all the way over, but it's over. I mean, it's over.
It's over. I mean,
it's Jover, literally.
It's Jover. I mean, it's Jake Browning. Oh, it's Jabrover.
Yeah, it's Jabrover for sure.
It's Jabrover.
Sorry, Bengals fans. But again, like we said, y'all be back next year. This isn't an indictment on the future. It's just the reality of this year.
I mean, the Bengals had 25 rushing yards on the ground.
That's what I say. It wasn't even Jake Browning's fault. I really wanted to say, like, when you play like that, and this has been a thing the Bengals have done this year a lot, they will just, like, throw the ball 30 times a game and run for, like, 20 yards. It's like, I don't know if that is the best cause to move the ball.
No, I mean, man, sorry, Bengals, just not your year.
Definitely just not their year.